goes to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. The keeper of the light sounds the foghorn to signal it's time for football. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Las Vegas Raiders and the New England Patriots. Visitor sideline, a look at the Raiders head coach. His team making the long flight, always difficult to play the 1 o'clock Eastern game when the West Coast team feels like it's 10 a.m. on their body clock. His counterpart, Mike Vrabel, 6 years the head man in Tennessee, now in year 1 as the head coach of the Patriots. So what lies in store for these teams this season? The talking's done. We're about to find out. It's week 1, and off we go on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So here come the Patriots, and Greg, they are led by their second-year quarterback, the number 3 overall pick in 2024 out of North Carolina. It's Drake May.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
Throwing on second down, May. A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in, and that'll go down as an incompletion. Ramondre Stevenson was the intended target that time. And it's going to bring up a third down. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. He's got Douglas going deep. That is hard. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down. Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
This is too far out in front. That one's incomplete. He was looking for Stephon Diggs there. Third down coming up.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
On fourth down, Bryce Baringer out to punt for New England, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves. New season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And, man, you get through that first game and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, you're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today. And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
This one into the hands of Beckham. And he is very close to the first down, but an eyeball, he is shy of it. And they say it's 4th and inches.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. So the Patriots, 4-13 last year. They make the coaching change. They find a quarterback they hope in Drake May. And all of a sudden, you bring Mike Vrabel in here, and Greg, it feels a little bit different around this Patriots squad.
It does, and listen, there's no question. In the NFL, Mike, we all know you need to be good at 2 spots if you want to be consistent over any period of time, and that's head coach, and they believe they got their guy in Mike Vrabel after the 1-year tryout of Gerard Mayo. They feel like they finally landed on the person who can carry on that Patriots legacy, that identity, and then, of course, you need to be competitive, and you need to be set at the quarterback position. And now going into year 2, Drake May, in the midst of chaos last year, Mike, he was pretty good. I mean, he did a lot of really good things with some really bad things going on around him. So they think they've got the quarterback check. They think they've got their head coach of the future. Now just continue to build that roster, build an identity of winning, and this is going to go a long way towards doing that.
Here's Bryce Behringer now. He'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. This is taken at the 25. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Raiders offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
I'm not so sure he would have picked up the first down had they connected either way, but still, disappointing outcome to not at least get a handful of positive yards on that last one.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He connects with the open man. That's Myers. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
And the Raider first down.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's going to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes.
And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. From the 46, here's 2nd and 8. He'll drop to throw. Open man. That's Trey Tucker. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Las Vegas first down.
Now Genty. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in 3rd and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try to pick it up with Genty, and he's going to have the Raiders first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Let's go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Now, faking the give. That's first points of this game as they've set up first and goal.
Get it. 70 Lions.
Here's Genty. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Not what you want to see quarter one of week one. Now they'll set up to throw. He's got it at the 3. And they'll get about 5 yards closer, but now it is third and goal.
Come on. Hit. Press all 80.
Genty. And he's not going to get in. Tackled at the line. It'll bring up fourth and goal.
No gain on the play. Brings up fourth and goal at the 3-yard line.
So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. 0-0 is the score. And we're back to Foxborough in a moment. Quarter two begins. It is Raider football. This has been quite the drive. 3 points would kind of feel like a letdown. So they're going to go for it here on fourth and goal. And he's not going to get there. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on down.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
Made out on first and 10. Bit of a wild throw there behind his man, thus it's incomplete.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. They've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
Here's a 3rd and 10. To throw is made. Now thrown deep for Bell. And that is incomplete.
Intended for J.E. Bell.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up fourth down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50. Set up the offense with a short field. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. Greg, you take a step back and look at the AFC West big picture. This is historic stuff. Chiefs are going for a 10th straight division title, but you have to remember, 2 other teams in this division won double-digit games last year. So the question is, are the Chargers and the Broncos that far behind Kansas City?
You know, it sounds crazy. When you mentioned 9 in a row, you think, oh, they're just going to continue to run away with it. But I'm actually fascinated by this division. I think LA and Denver are a lot closer to this year's version of Kansas City. Maybe then there's a lot of talk about around the rest of the league. So until someone beats them, you'd be crazy to not pick Kansas City. But last year it was a 4-game and a 5-game spread between them. I think this year, come down the stretch, that spread is going to be a lot tighter.
No, Greg, I'm thinking if I'm a fan or even in the front office for the Chargers or the Broncos or the Raiders, do I build my team to try to knock off the king of the hill? Because you only play Kansas City 2, and he'll take it on in. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Vegas.
Touchdown, Las Vegas.
He's lined up one-on-one, and it's a mismatch from the very beginning. He's just so fast, so big. He's kind of part tight end, part wide receiver, and when you have that type of skill set, it's just going to be hard to stop.
Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. He's got it, and the Raiders will take a 7-0 lead.
Raiders 7, Patriots nothing.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. To return, it's Antonio Gibson. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Patriots offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. The 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as them.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organization.
Absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
The Raiders offense ready to get back to work. So, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025?
Yeah, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals, and you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player in the league. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild cards.
Once you flip it over, who are the guys who are watching the NFC?
So I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, like that roster that we saw play last year is not the roster on paper that we expected to see. So I think Dallas has a chance. I think San Francisco always is going to be a team, again, dealt with their own injuries last year with McCaffrey and all this stuff on defense. So I think San Francisco and Dallas are 2 perennial teams we expect to be in the playoff hunt. They missed out last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in it again this year.
Patterson. A gain of 7. First down, Las Vegas.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Off the ground, it's Genty. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. Brings up second down.
From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 7.
Here we go, set.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This is intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kyle Duggar. And he's going to be looking at a short field for the offense after the INT. Can't tie the game or even take the lead.
I think he chalked this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
On the handoff, Stevenson running left. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. May to throw on second down. That's caught downfield by Diggs. And he will score! Touchdown, Patriots. For Diggs, that's his first touchdown as a New England Patriot. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
The extra point, up and good. And the Pats will level things out at 7 apiece. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
On 1st and 10, here's May. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And the Raiders have come up with it.
Mike, we hear that term run after after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Ready.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
I think now we're starting to see this defense start to make some adjustments. We saw him give up a few plays earlier in the game, especially to this back. So he's someone they have to understand. He's not just going to hurt you on the ground. He also is a threat in the passing game. So nice job there making some adjustments on the back end, and they force the incomplete.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a first down.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. He'll get that one to Patterson, complete.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
They'll look to throw yet again. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Jacoby Myers was the intended target. And it'll be 3rd down.
All right, so the ball falls incomplete, but I think what it does now, Mike, is it allows you to stop the clock, get in the huddle, take a deep breath, and now your play caller has to give you the best play. Go get points here before the half and try to build something going into halftime.
Now the Patriots are going to use their first timeout. Clock is stopped at 26 seconds until the break.
It's now 4th down.
On 4th down, on comes Daniel Carlson for the Raiders' field goal. This, about as short as you can get. Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Gibson. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Patriots offense going to take over just before the half. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. New England going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1.
Pick up of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down, it's May. He takes off, and May will not risk it. Into the slide, and he's got the 1st down.
That's good for the Patriots.
They'll throw out of the gun. That one taken in by Douglas. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Halftime coming up. We'll get you down to Scott Hansen and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Our trip around the NFL starts now, and it starts with a good one in the AFC West. All right, Mike, thanks very much. Today is the day, the debut of our new halftime show. Buckle up, everyone. I think you're going to like it. And it's Isaiah Pacheco. He's going to take this one in, 11 yards on the touchdown run. The Chiefs begin their search for a 4th straight Super Bowl appearance. They get the victory in Week 1. From there, why don't we go to South Philly? Look in on the Eagles as they're hosting the Dallas Cowboys. And it's Jalen Hurts. He had a heck of a game. This, one of 2 touchdown passes. He also ran for a score. The Eagles begin their title defense with a victory in the season opener. Lastly, let's go to Atlanta. It's the Falcons taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's last year's top 10 pick, Michael Penix. One of his 2 touchdown passes here in the first half. This one's at halftime now, and it's the Falcons with the lead at the half. And here's the scoreboard in the early window of the last week of the regular season. What I wouldn't give for an Octobox right now. Meanwhile, our game has lived up to the hype. Just a field goal separates these 2 teams. 10-7 your score as we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. This is still anyone's game here. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand as the second half is about to get underway. Patterson now to return it. Crazy. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime, each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival, so you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come over it. When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run, there's no holes for the back to find, and all these 0 or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots.
2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And he will score. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Raiders. His 2nd touchdown now here in the season opener. Using the tight end to get to the end zone, Greg, it's your old position. You're very familiar with that. That catch and carry. What an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, and this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
Patriots 7.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone, for quarter number 3. On the return, here comes Gibson. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Patriots offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. He'll push forward for about a yard to Devian Clowney there in run support. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
We'll go right back to Stevenson. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
The motion man here is Bourne. 3rd and short. And here is May. He's got the 1st down and more than that. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10.
Good for a Patriots. 1st and 10.
Off the bootleg. Here's May. That's complete to Ramondre Stevenson out of the backfield. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Here's a 2nd down and 7 from the 37.
37-yard line.
A carry now for Gibson. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
A loss of 1. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Throwing on 3rd down is May. Short pass caught by Henry, the tight end. And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. And now the decision has been made. The challenge flag is out. They want a review of the previous play. What they're looking at here is the spot of the football. Always tricky to get this exactly right, but it only takes a few inches to make a big impact. So slow this down, find a landmark on the field, and determine where the spot should be.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field
So the challenge is not successful, and that will cost them the first of their 3 timeouts for the half. Here's Stevenson. And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gain of about 5. Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24. Out of the gun, here's May. Pass completed to Douglas. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line. Space getting tight here. Down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. They gonna hold on to this one. And he'll work forward for about 4. It's 2nd down.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short game.
And this is not going to work out as planned. Tough spot to try to run a play like that. It is blown up behind the line.
Taken down back at the
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense.
That one taken in. Touchdown, New England. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Borregales now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Patriots are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. Following the play, we've got a Raider who is shaken up down there. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Patterson now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Raiders offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they'll try to keep it going.
Come on. Hey.
They'll start on the ground with Genty. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Give them 14 on that play. One first down.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Ready? Hot 70.
Keep it on the ground with Genty. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on that while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
Ready?
2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he is out of bounds. A pickup there of 19 yards. First down, Vegas.
Here we go. Cougar 19.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Here we go. Set.
They'll run to begin the 4th, and here's Genty. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
36-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Ready? Pat the 60.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
It's a gain of 5.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Ready, set.
This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down.
Let's go. Viking 18. Ready.
They'll run with Genty. And they'll take it down to the 22, but they've got it. That's enough for the first down.
A gain of 7. First down, Las Vegas.
And defensively, these are the opportunities, Mike, at this stage in the game you just can't miss. It's a close game. Fourth quarter, you find yourself trailing. You've got to be able to come up in that spot and force a stop. Instead, now the offense can drain even more time off the clock with a fresh set of downs.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Once again, it's Gentile. Nice job pushing through the would-be tackler. Gain of about 3. Second down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Here's a 2nd and 6.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
They'll go again with Gentile. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
Now timeout Vegas. That is their second. Third and 5. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. A toss left side, caught by his running back. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got 1st and goal coming up.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the fourth quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. Let's see if they can put this one out of reach.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Here's a run. And that play took a little long to develop. They stop him for no gain at the full. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. A look to the end zone, and it's broken up. Incomplete. There was no space, no separation that time. That's going to bring it to 3rd and goal.
Come on.
He'll drop to throw. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jacoby Myers. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Makes the score Raiders 24, Patriots 14.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. So now the New England offense getting ready for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Now, on 2nd and long.
Brings up 2nd and 13 at the 32-yard line.
Working out of the gun, it's May. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Douglas in motion. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. The defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd down and 9. They'll drop to throw. Airing one out for Bourne. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
In a 4th down.
They'll go. Here's May. That's caught by Bourne. Down to the 10. And he will go all the way. Hendrick Bourne. Touchdown, Patriots.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Patterson now to return it. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. And this game not quite in hand yet. Still, all 3 timeouts left for the defense, so they can't just kneel this one out. But 1 first down will essentially end the game. Now the Patriots going to use their 1st timeout, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play.
Here we go, set.
Here's carry number 1 for the former Bulldog, Zamir White. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. New England going to take their 2nd timeout, and they'll take it with just over 90 seconds left on the clock.
Here we go, here we
1st
go.
and 10.
70 Timberwolves.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. The Pats going to stop it here. They'll use their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll take it with just over 90 seconds left on the clock. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. It is 3rd and long.
Hot 70, hot 70.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. The Raiders have their punt team out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. Was great. They gave him no room to operate and made him pay for catching the ball.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's first and 10. Here we go. One final play. And that's going to be incomplete. The defense holds here in the final minute, and they're going to get out of here with a victory. So this one, a win for the visiting Raiders. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.